Okay, guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Okay, this episode is good. Nako, for those na mga nangagamba, nag-iisip pa rin, naghahanap ng kanilang PR pathway. Meron pong nilaunch na dalawa, bagong pathways that will give you PR. Nako, pero sana, no, yung mga interesadong tingnan ito, dapat yata ready din kayo tumira sa mga tinatawag na mga rural communities, 'di ba? Okay, yan po ang ating pag-uusapan kasama. Ayan, of course, ang ating suki si Dayanara in Puerto Pantigue. Her information will be down there in the description box. Okay? Ang dami pa ding nagtatanong sa akin kahit pa ulit-ulit ko yung sinasabi, Dayanara. Okay, welcome and thank you again. Ayan, himayin natin itong bagong rural, basically both, rural immigration na pilot programs. Let me share with everybody, para lang makita na talagang fresh na fresh itong
Yes.
News na ito. Ito papakita natin. Canada launches rural and francophone community immigration pilots. Okay, nako, una sa lahat, bago natin alamin kung sino ang qualified dyan, Dayanara, is this going to be useful? Is this good news sa mga naka-PGWP, mga naka-work permit, na hindi pa rin makahanap ng PR pathway? Is this another is this another pilot program that they can look at pwede sila dito?
Yes, Ms. Ina, this is something useful for applicants inside and outside Canada. So kasi po meron ding allowance for those who are outside Canada, especially if you are able to find an employer in these areas willing to support you. Meron po kasi silang pinoprovide na work permit. So there is a 2-year work permit na maaari pong makuha nung tao na may job offer, legitimate job offer at recommendation from the community. So dalawa po yung kailangan nilang makuha para makapag-apply ng work permit. Ito po ay para dun sa mga nasa labas ng Canada at yung mga nasa loob ng Canada na malapit nang maubos yung kanilang work permit validity. Kailangan po ninyo ng eligible offer from your employer. And the employer must be designated. So, kailangan po yung inyong employer ay nandoon sa listahan ng designated employers. Nito po, ayan po yung mga rural participating communities from Nova Scotia, Ontario, Manitoba, iba-ibang lugar. Bawat isa po sa kanila ay maglalabas ng listahan ng designated employers. So, sino itong mga employers na ito na dinedesignate ng community na pwedeng mag-support for PR. Okay? So, hindi po, let me be clear, hindi po lahat ng employer sa mga lugar na ito ay maaaring mag-support. Yun lamang pong nasa listahan ng designated employers. Yung pwede pong tumulong sa inyo. So kung maghahanap kayo ng employer, it must be in the designated list. Pretty much the same as Atlantic Immigration. Ang Atlantic Immigration kasi meron na silang fixed list. Meron silang created list na regularly nilang ini-improve yon or dinadagdagan. Ngayon, sa RCIP, maglalabas din sila, bawat isa po, ng designated employers list. So, para po makapag-apply kayo ng work permit, kung nasa labas kayo ng Canada, o kung malapit nang mapaso ang inyong work permit dito sa Canada mismo, sa loob, you need the eligible offer of employment from the designated employer, plus you need the recommendation from a participating community. So, dalawa po yung dokumento na kailangan ninyong hawak.
Okay. I think the details about how to secure these documents will be included siguro. Kasi, bukas, ano mangyayari bukas? Bukas ba ang official launch? Open
bukas
na ba?
Po ang opening. Yes, bukas na po ang opening ng Rural Community Immigration Pilot. Although, this is just, kumbaga, the official signal na tatanggap na sila ng applications. Pero, hindi pa, I don't think makakapagpasa na ang marami bukas dahil ang daming kailangan hintayin. Una, nasa na yung listahan ng designated employers list. Yeah. Pangalawa, mag-a-apply pa po syempre yung employer doon sa community para maging designated sila. Pangatlo, i-a-apply pa nila yung kanilang worker ng recommendation. So, ang mag-aasikaso po nun ay yung employer mismo. So, medyo marami pang steps na kailangan pong i-take ang ating mga kababayan para makapag-apply sila ng PR talaga. Opo.
Sige. Guys, ito ang participating communities sa rural ano tawag dun? Baka magkamali ako. RCIP, okay ba sa'yo?
RCIP, Rural Community Immigration Pilot po.
Okay, they are the ones on the left. Okay, yung Francophone, mamaya natin tatalakayin yan yung nandito sa
Yes po,
kanan.
yes po.
Okay? So, ang tanong, kailangan ba, Dayanara, nandun ako nakatira sa community na to ngayon at this point? Pwede bang lumipat doon? Or can I apply from a different province?
You can apply from a different province, you can apply from a different country.
Oo nga
Okay?
naman pala, pwede.
Provided that you have an employer who's willing to support you.
Okay. Oo, ayun na.
But
Okay.
of course, Miss Ina, meron po kasing certain advantages na magkakaroon ka kung let's say ikaw ay isang international student na nag-aral dyan sa mga participating area na yan. So for example, sa Sault Ste. Marie ka nakatira, nag-aral ka sa Sault College. Sa Thunder Bay ka nakatira, nag-aral ka sa Confederation. Ganyan. So, meron pong advantage na binibigay kapag ka ikaw ay international student na nakatapos ng program sa specific communities na ito dahil meron kang exemption from the work experience requirement. Ganyan. So, certainly,
Okay, sige. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Dayanara.
so for example, all applicants po kasi in general are required to have 1 year of related work experience. So that's 1,560 hours. Pero kapag ikaw ay isang international student na doon ka nag-aral, exempted ka doon. So work
Talaga?
experience.
Oh, teka muna. I think it's in this slide, no? Etong tab na ito. Hold on.
Yes, doon po sa who can apply.
Yeah, wait. Sinan sa akin ni Dayanara. Ayan, okay.
Ayan, makikita nyo po doon sa work experience exemption. Pag clinic nyo po yung arrow na yun, miss.
What counts as related work experience?
Nasa baba po, yung work experience exemption.
Ito,
Yes
okay.
po, ayan. If you click that, so makikita nyo po na you don't need to meet the work experience requirement if you're an international student who graduated from a public post-secondary school in the community with, an eligible credential that is 2 years or longer. Tas ayun, nasa baba po yung ibang mga requirement. Or a master's degree that took 2 years or less.
Okay.
Yan. So, yan po yung mga pwede niyo po mag-exemption. For example, one school na nasa Sault Ste. Marie is Algoma University. Meron po silang mga master's program doon na 1 year lang ay matatapos mo na. So, kasama ka po ngayon doon sa work experience exemption because you took a master's degree that is 2 years or less.
Okay. O, diba? So, may advantage pala kung
Yes.
doon ka nag-graduate doon sa mga colleges sa lugar na yon. Okay.
Yes.
But again, this does not mean na hindi kayo qualified kung hindi. You can apply from anywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
And miss, kung i-click nyo po yung what counts as related work experience, pwede po natin ipakita yan sa kanila. There you go. So kung titingnan nyo po dito, kakaiba siya. Kasi unlike express entry, kasama po dito ang hanggang tier 5.
Oo nga. Okay.
Yes.
Halimbawa, puntahan natin tong tier 5, ha?
Yes po.
O,
But, Ms. Ina, this is something that I must make it clear. Kapag po tier 5 ang inyong job offer, kailangan nyo po ng work experience in the same NOC. So, or in the same 5-digit NOC code. So, for example, ikaw ay isang teacher sa Pilipinas for 20 years. Tapos, ang naging job offer mo sa isang rural community ay, let's say, ang naging job offer mo ay machine operator, which is under tier 4. Magkaiba ngayon yung level ng trabaho mo sa Pilipinas. Teacher ka, mas mataas yon compared to tier 5 na trabaho mo or tier 4 na trabaho mo sa rural. Kailangan mo ngayon maghintay ng 1 taon para makapag-apply ka ng PR kasi wala ka pang work experience in that same 5-digit code. Okay? Yan po ay main problem ng napakarami na, I've written letters for yung pong procedural fairness letters, response, kasi yung mga clients ko pong iba ay nag-apply sila, pero yung work experience nila is mas mataas kumpara doon sa ina-applyan nila na work or mas mababa. Kailangan, I would say, consult as soon as you can, okay? Or check kung ano pong klaseng trabaho yung meron kayo versus dun sa naging trabaho nyo na maaari ninyong magamit as work experience within the last 3 years. Kasi po, pwede po natin gamitin yung work experience outside Canada.
Ayun, okey. May exception din dito for health
For
workers?
healthcare workers, para po doon sa mga kababayan natin na mga nurse, kung, meron po kayong work experience as a nurse, puwede po kayong mag-apply kung ang inyong job offer ay 33102 or Tier 3 o kaya po ay 44101. Yun naman po mga home support workers, caregivers po.
Yun, okey. Eto maraming laging nagtatanong sa'kin nito in any
Opo,
actually pathway 'no.
opo.
My employer is willing to support my PR, application. Okey, anong gagawin niya? Kunyari, uy, sasabihin ko kay employer, "Uy, employer, there's this new program called
Opo.
RCIP."
Mhm.
Is it that easy? Any employer ba puwede dito o dapat ba established company, mga gano'n ba? Ano ba?
Mhm. Well,
Mm.
most likely, miss, established employers po talaga ang mapupunta sa designated employers list.
Oh,
Most likely ito yung mga employers na kumbaga big enough for them to have their own HR departments,
tama.
big enough na meron na silang certain number of Canadian citizens and PRs na employees,
Oh,
kumbaga established enough to provide good working conditions, good settlement facilities for those who will move to those
mhm.
areas. Yes.
Okey.
Kaya medyo
Retirement
retirement
homes. Parang may
homes.
nagtanong sa'kin lately tungkol diyan o kung
Mhm.
sino ka man, ano, hindi ko I forget your name right now, pero yeah, oh, mga
Retirement
gano'n.
homes are great most of the time. Talagang they're very supportive kasi kailangan nila.
Mm,
Manufacturing facilities, mining companies, sometimes childcare providers, yung mga daycare centers. Meron din pong mga clients ako na nasa mga offices sila, dental offices, yung mga nag-offer ng mga massages,
yeah.
ganyan. Yan. So those employers must present themselves to the community para po maisama sila sa designated employers list at makapag-support po sila ng application ng PR ng mga empleyado po nila.
Yan. I assume, yung tatanggapin din ng mga ng community ng mga employer will also be in line with the needs of that community. Gano'n naman madalas, eh, 'di ba?
Definitely, definitely. I would say, for example, if this is Sudbury is a mining community, so there will be some mining companies who will be, presenting themselves as designated employers. Pero in general, syempre po yung mga nasa healthcare, lahat naman halos ng
Yeah.
cities po na yan ay may mga healthcare facilities. In fact, I would say madami sa ating mga kasama dito sa Canada, mga Canadians talaga na pagka magre-retire sila, nagpupunta sila sa mga remote communities.
Mhm,
Yes,
mhm.
as opposed
Yeah,
to bigger
totoo.
cities for lower cost of living, ganyan. So, talagang marami sila dun and marami din po tayong mga kababayan na nandun as healthcare workers.
Okay. You guys can just, find sige na nga isasama ko din sa mga link dun sa description box itong
Yes,
sa inyong,
yes.
slides 'no. Eto, so who can apply? I'll just run through it. Ayun, as mentioned by Dayanara, you need a valid job offer from a designated employer. You
Mhm.
have at least more than 1,500, yan, 1,560 hours of related work experience in the past 3 years. Pero
Yes
may
po.
mga exceptions yan.
Opo.
Tapos dito pa, nako, kailangan mo pumasa ng English test yata ito, no?
Yes po.
Tapos have a Canadian educational credential or the foreign equivalent.
Yes
Nako,
po.
at meron ding required money pala.
Well, in general, miss, kapag ka-clinic niyo po yan, makikita ninyo na
Enough money.
usually
Wait.
when you have, let me just check here. Usually po if the person has a job offer or a valid work permit in Canada, usually hindi na nila kailangan mag-present ng settlement funds. Although I may be wrong, I
Ito to
will
siya,
have to
ito.
double check.
May
Opo.
settlement funds. You need to prove you can support yourself and your family after you get to Canada. Your proof can be bank account, bank
Mhm.
drafts, checks, money
Mhm.
orders. How
Yes
much
po.
money do you need?
Ayun po sa baba, meron po tayong minimum amount of money based on the
Ayun.
family size. Although, miss, I will have to share lang na most of the time, you don't need this if you already have a valid work permit in Canada.
Okay.
For example, naka-PGWP ka, alam naman ng RCIP na meron kang kakayahan na kumita ng pera, then you may not have
Yeah.
to submit. Although, tinitingnan ko ngayon, wala akong nakikitang exemption na ganun, so baka kailangan pa po nilang i-update ito. But in general,
Yeah, I think so. Kasi yung tono ng sentence dito, Dayanara, Parang
Yes.
the table below, updated annually, shows the minimum amount you need to immigrate to Canada. I think this sort of is for those coming from outside
From outside. Lang parang
Canada
parang
na
if you're
parating
already
lang, ano?
here, yes, if you're already here, you have your work permit, you may not need this. But I always say to my clients, there is nothing wrong in having savings.
Yes, of course.
Always, always. Yes.
Ayun. Tapos, ano tawag dito? Dayanara, if I do get hired, okay na. Makuha ko yung PR ko eventually. By the way, so this will be launched tomorrow, open January
Tomorrow.
31st. And this will run for 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to live there permanently? Settle there forever? Ano ba? Forever. Wag naman forever, pero for a long time.
For a significant amount of time, unless I mean, this is case to case basis, pero ako po, I'm always conservative pagdating sa pag-advise sa mga kliyente ko. I would only advise moving if there is really extenuating circumstances, meaning may kamag-anak ka ba sa ibang lugar na nagkasakit, na kailangan alagaan or ganyan, nawalan ka ba ng trabaho, nagsara ba yung kumpanya dun sa community, hindi ka na makakapag-apply ng work, kailangan mo nang lumipat. Yung mga ganun pong kakaibang circumstance that will really require you to move out of the area. But if you don't have that, I would only recommend moving after you become Canadian citizens.
Citizens, okay? Citizens. Parang nabasa ko din ako guys sa totoo lang, nung nabasa ko yung mga articles about this, the goal is also to help that community
Yes.
develop. So, develop in terms, of course, of contributing sa population
Yes.
nila. So, ideally talaga, doon kayo.
Yes.
Diba? Of course, when you're citizens, you can, move anywhere you want.
Move anywhere.
Pero,
Actually, Miss, PRs have mobility rights.
oh, yes.
They do. But the thing is, when you sign up to this kind of program, you're also in a way signing, telling, the Canadian government that you wish to stay. So,
Yeah.
hindi din naman magandang tingnan na parang ginamit mo lang sila para ma-PR ka, and then pagka-PR mo after a few weeks, umalis ka na. Hindi rin naman tama. Hindi na naman po tama yun. Well, honestly, Miss, I am a person who lives like outside Toronto. So,
Yes.
I do see the advantage of not being in a big area like Toronto, like cost of living wise, traffic wise, parang kaya yung a lot of my clients na na nakapunta sa mga ganitong area, they do stay, which
Yeah.
I really like. And then they always say na sa una lang naman mahirap, Miss, pagka nakasettle na, nare-realize din namin na mas gusto namin yung tahimik,
Yeah.
mas konti yung kaaway namin sa family doctors. Tapos mas
Ay, sorry, kala ko
mga
kaaway
ganun.
sa mga kapit.
Sa family daw, yung mga gano'n.
Pero
Tapos
totoo, yes.
yeah,
Oo.
mas
Ako din
konti mas konti din yung tukso, Miss, kasi wala masyadong outlet, yung mga gano'n. Opo,
Oo,
yun
less
sinasabi nila.
gastos. Sa totoo
Hindi
lang.
naman
No.
sinasabi ko.
Ako din, nakatira din ako sa hindi naman masyadong busy na community. Although hindi siya part dito sa mga rural communities na ito. Tama si Dayanara, especially doon sa concern about having family doctors. When I was in Toronto for a few years, we would always just settle with, the walk-in clinics. Oo, parang siya na rin naging primary doctor namin, pero technically walk-in clinic. When I moved here, sa small community namin, nakahanap agad kami ng family doctor, at ang maganda doon, many times pala, side story na lang to guys many times yung mga doctors dito, yung mga clinics nila are open for urgent care.
Yes.
Specifically for their set of patients.
Yes.
So hindi namin kailangan, let's say hindi kami pipila dun sa bigger hospitals if kailangan namin ng urgent care. Yun yung maganda, no? Sa mga
to share din, Miss, nung nabuntis ako, yung aking family doctor, yung naging primary care provider ko, she will order the ultrasounds and all of that na kailangan gawin. And then, nung lumabas yung baby, siya din yung naging family doctor ng baby. So, napakalaking bagay po na meron tayong family doctor. And with a smaller community, sometimes you get much easier access. Although, there may be much fewer family doctors available.
Yes.
I mean, Canada's resolving this, Canada's resolving this by encouraging more people to become doctors. But in general, cost of living wise, you may have a much quieter life if you settle in a smaller community.
Correct, oo. Pero baka sabihin nung iba 'no, may hintayan pa rin, sa big hospital dito sa'min.
For
Pero yun na
sure.
nga, oo, I mean totoong problema din po talaga yan, but at least it lessens yung, competition ba sa pagiging patient dito. Okay, but anyway, okay na ba tayo? Let's move on dito sa Francophone naman.
Okay.
Naku, sa mga willing mag-aral ng French. 'Di ba gano'n yun basically 'no?
Yes.
Sige, ito lang ang participating communities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, yung pong listahan na nasa kanan. Okay, who can qualify for this and is this do you encourage your clients, siguro yung mga talagang walang mahirap ang, chances for PR na mag-aral ng French?
Well, I mean, how I wish I have that ability, 'di ba? Parang how I wish I have that ability. Pero what I always say is if you wish to study, you have to immerse yourself in French. This
Mm.
is not something you can do inside the classroom for a few hours a day, step out and still speak, Tagalog or English at home or, outside. You to be able to learn a language, and I say this as an English teacher.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to really immerse yourself. Learning a language is much like learning how to play a guitar or learning how to ride a bike. You have to
Mm.
perform it, you have to use it to be able to be proficient in it. And pagdating po sa Francophone Community Immigration Pilot, the language level that they're asking for is significant. It's, I think, level 5. So we are not, hindi ito basta-basta marunong ka lang magbasa o marunong ka lang or marunong ka lang parang magbasa, or you have to also learn how to produce it by
Mhm.
writing and speaking at a certain significant level. So this is
Ay.
probably advisable for those who are younger, yung mga nasa Pilipinas pa lang, may opportunity sila, may time sila to learn French, and they're planning to move to Canada in the future. This is something that they can explore. If you are in Canada and you only have 6 months to your permit and you want to learn French at level 5, I mean, possible, but find a community that speaks French. Kunwari, you live in Toronto, there are French speaking groups that you can join, so you
Mhm,
can really
mhm.
immerse yourself in that and ma-force ka to use it.
Oh,
French is not like Japanese or Chinese na iba yung alphabet nila. So in a way, it can be learned conservatively in a year or so, but you have to be there. You have
alright.
to be immersing yourself talaga. So I don't usually recommend it, Missina, if that's the question. But if you have this already, luckily, tumira ka sa France o nagkaroon ka ng kamag-anak na French na kinakausap mo, or meron ka ng nag-test ka and umabot ka sa level 5, then why not? Diba? This is
Oo,
something
I
that
think mas diyan, mas less ang competition diyan for sure. Siyempre iilan
definitely, definitely. And if you look at the areas po na kasama, I mean, these are areas with high numbers of French speakers. Yeah, Acadian. New Brunswick po kasi isa sa official languages nila ay French, aside from New Brunswick is, I believe, the only outside Quebec province na ang kanilang official language ay both English and French.
Oh, alright. I
Ang
didn't.
Quebec kasi ang kanilang official language is French.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
New Brunswick, they have both. Yeah.
I see. Okay, o 'di ba? O bahala na kayo diyan kung marunong kayo, baka meron naman, marunong mag-French nga naman.
Why
Hindi
not?
that
Why
as well.
not?
Alam mo parang pinu-push talaga lately ngayon ng rural immigration,
Yes.
Dayanara, because before these two, meron din ako nabasa, I think ano pa, wala pa ngang 1 month ago, yung
Yes.
tinatawag na REID naman yung acronym nun.
Apo,
So, I have
it's
it here also.
Regional Economic Development through Immigration, or REDD pilot.
This is also a PR pathway.
This
Will
is
give you PR, is it?
well, this is not necessarily a separate PR pathway. This is a pathway under OINP, under
Oh,
Ontario
okay.
Immigrant Nominee Program. What will happen is, kapag ka po kayo ay nakatira dun sa apat na cities, apat na areas, these are Lanark, Leeds and Grenville, Sarnia, Lambton, and Thunder Bay. So yung
Ito.
apat po na yun, they will, REDD will allow local employers in these communities to attract up to 800 additional workers. So, syempre po yung workers na yun, they would bring their families as well. So, this will benefit more than 800 people.
Mhm.
So 800 additional workers in in-demand careers. So healthcare, technology, skilled trades, and that includes construction po.
Okay. So since this is under yung OINP,
Apo.
they don't need a separate application for this if they've applied for OINP.
Yes po. So let's say meron na po kayong portal or meron na kayong expression of interest under one of OINP's employer job offer streams. Tatlo yun, miss. Number one is the in-demand stream, which is designed for tier 4 or 5 positions. The other is international student stream para dun sa mga recent graduates in Ontario. And the third is foreign worker stream, which is para dun sa mga may 2 years of experience in their job offer, yung kanilang NOC. Pag meron na po kayong EOI dun sa tatlo na yon, and i-identify po ninyo sa inyong EOI na ang inyong area ay sa Sarnia or sa Lanor, then kumbaga po sa portal, alam na nila that's where you live.
Automatic na yung kukonsider.
Automatic to na kapag nagkaroon po kayo ng draw, pagka nagkaroon po ng draw, is you will get an invitation to apply. Now, we don't know what their other requirements are, whether they will set a cut-off score, kasi po ang OINP ay may cut-off scores. How high the cut-off scores will be, depende pa rin po ito sa OINP. But at least, you have an additional possible pathway if you live in one of these areas.
Yun. Parang dinagdagan lang din nila yung allocation actually for these communities.
For these communities. Kasi parang katwiran siguro ng mga community, baka nauubusan sila, or baka, dati po kasi nagkaroon sila ng 2020 regional pilot sa Chatham, I think that's near Windsor, sa Cornwall, saka sa Belleville. Ngayon naman, binago nila yung areas, nasa mga, I think these areas are in the southern, well, yung Thunder Bay hindi. Yung Thunder Bay nasa northern. Pero yung Sarnia Lambton po is in the southern area, southwestern area of Ontario.
Lapit-lapit lang yan dito sa atin.
Lapit-lapit. Mga 2 hours from London. Yes po.
Yeah. Hi. Okay. Ayun na. Medyo natakal na natin briefly. Grabe, no? Tawag dito, para bang kailangan alamin nyo talaga lahat ng available pathway sa mga panahon ngayon.
Yes.
Na ang daming na re-refuse o nade-deny ang kanilang mga application. If you've been turned down or you think wala kayong hope in one pathway, if you really want to stay here, always keep yourselves updated sa mga bagong nila-launch na pathways, no?
Yes po. I mean, at the end of the day, these are good news. These are pieces of good news. I personally have a lot of clients who are waiting for this, have been waiting for this patiently. Yung iba, nawalan na ng status. Napakadaming, kumbaga, at least ngayon ay meron na silang kahit paano ay pag-asa na makapag-apply, especially if they have really supportive employers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ay, nako, guys,
kumbaga, do your job well. The performance level tayo para supportahan tayo ng mga employers natin.
And when you do apply for these pathways, guys, be careful talaga. Gandahan ninyo. Make your applications, yung information dyan accurate, because I've been reading, Dayanara, ang sabi, nako, very looking into yung mga potential misrepresentation. Magkasabi kayo ng job experience in the past na hindi naman po totoo o in-exaggerate ninyo, mag-iingat po kayo dyan sa mga panahon lalo na.
O yung mga job offer letters na fake.
Nako.
Or yung mga dokumento po na hindi naman totoo, yung mga ganyan. Wag po natin gawin yan kasi not only will you be losing the chance to apply for PR, you may end up losing the chance to stay in Canada as well. So misrepresentation is not, I mean, I always emphasize this, there's no statute of limitations for misrepresentation. If they find out that you have misrepresented in a previous application, even your citizenship can get revoked. So, don't...
Grabe, totoo ba? Oh my gosh.
Yes, miss.
Grabe. Ay, anyway, yun lang naman, some of our reminders. So, I hope, bukas na po magbubukas yan, ano? So, magbukas yung pinag-usapan natin mga...
RCIP, yes po. And I think the Francophone also will open, but there are requirements po na kailangan ay hawak nyo na. So, wag po kayong magmadali at mag-sign up na sa permanent residence portals, ganyan. At kunyari, ako po may mga kliyente, wag niyo po muna silang kulitin na, "Hindi, mag-apply na tayo." Kasi meron pa po kayong mga dokumento na kailangan makuha galing sa inyong mga employer at meron pa din pong mga bagay na kailangan gawin yung employer ninyo. So, be patient. Kumbaga, be patient, and always communicate with your employers, and if you have representatives, communicate with us regularly regarding the updates. Okay?
Okay. Oh, we will end this episode here. Oh. So informative as usual. Thank you so much, Dayanara. Her information will be down there, or is down there at the description box. Okay. Maraming salamat, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.